inventor of the bone condensation detector, who spent all his money on that machine and tries to sell those machines. But selling them is very difficult because they are expensive. And that was the reason of his money problem with his wife Linda, who works all the day to help him pay off the debt. And one day he saw his dream car and said to the owner, I want to ask you two questions. First, what is your job? And the second is, how did you buy this wonderful car? And he answered, I work as a stockbroker at Deanwater. And Grace decided to apply for employment at this company and was hoping to be accepted. Tried to meet Mr. Toysel, the company's human resources manager, and rode with him in the taxi to try to convince him. It's a good luck that Mr. Toysel was trying to install a Rubik's Cube, which was impossible to gather in less than half an hour. But Jordan took the cube from him and installed it as they spoke, which is why Mr. Toysel took care of Grace's file when the employment door was available. But because of this journey, Grace was late to go to his son's nursery, as he agreed with his wife Linda, who was always late for his work because of him. And Linda got mad at him so much that she took their son Christopher and left the house. But during all this difficult time, someone from Deanwater called him and told him that he had a job meeting with them. And the next day, he met his wife Linda at his son's nursery and told her that Christopher would stay with him and bring him to home. But because he is late to pay the rent of the house, the owner of the house fights with Grace and tells him either to pay or leave. And Grace answers that he will stay at home for only 1 week and will paint the house. But unfortunately, the police come and arrest him because of his money debts. And this delayed him to meet work at Deanwater Company and go to the company in the clothes he was wearing in prison and paint them home and try to convince them that he is very efficient for this work. And asked by the company manager, what do you think if someone comes to a job interview and does not wear a shirt or a hat? Grace answers, he certainly wears beautiful pants. And Grace is admitted to the company, but he apologizes for the job when he knows the first 6 months are training without pay. But Mr. Toysel tells him to come to work and train or he will hire someone instead. And Grace comes home. He thinks a lot about work, so he calls Mr. Toysel and tells him he is coming to training tomorrow. Moves with his son to a simple hotel, cheaper than his house. And his son Christopher is still in the nursery. Grace had to make a number of calls during his training. So he made a plan to stop drinking fluids during training so he wouldn't go to the bathroom and reduce the time he could call more. And over time, his life began to settle down until he got a message that they would automatically take money from his account if he didn't pay his debts. But unfortunately, he received the message on the same day that the deadline ended. The money is withdrawn from his account and he becomes bankrupt and begins to suffer again while trying to sell any machine. He returns to the hotel after a long and tired day, but he sees that the hotel manager expelled him and put his things and his son's things outside because he didn't pay the rent. And he takes his son and go to the train station because he doesn't know where to go. And Grace plays with his son a game and tells him a story until they sleep in the bathroom of the station. And the next day they sleep in a shelter for the poor. Sometimes he finds a place to sleep and sometimes he doesn't find, and he has to stay on the train or in the street. And finally, past 6 months, he is informed that he was hired by Deanwater as a broker, and for the first time in a long time, Grace is happy. And that's where the film ends. Goodbye, my friend.